So we've seen this corrective move play out on XRP, and despite this move to the downside, we are still holding this level really well. And this level sits at $3.34.39. And if I zoom in, in fact, if I zoom out before I get to that, what you can see is I've been tracking this 5-wave structure, which is highlighted in green, where we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm currently tracking the wave 3, which is also made up of 5 waves, where we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this 5th wave is also made up of 5 waves, which is this structure here. And I'm currently tracking the wave 5, where I'm looking out for this wave 5 to tap into this region between $3.73 to $3.87. And if I zoom in, what you can see is we failed to actually test the local top at $3.66. And you can see that we ended up reaching this level at $3.65. So what that tells me is that we are still within this 5th wave. And the more that this structure plays out, it's looking more and more likely that we have a expanding ending diagonal that's in play, similar to what's taking place on XLM. So if I draw in the upper trend line, like so, and draw in the lower trend line, like so, and you can see just how well we are holding the lower trend line. And within a expanding ending diagonal, this structure will need to be made up of 5 waves. So what we have is a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5. And this third wave will need to reach the 1.618 level as a minimum requirement. So if I bring in the fib tool and bring that to over here at $3.35.47, which completed the wave 2. And you can see that the 1.618 level sits at $3.58.76. And we ended up breaching past that level where we topped off at this level here. And so I'm satisfied with the wave 3 playing out. And then shortly after, we then saw this corrective move to the downside to complete the wave 4. And in a expanding ending diagonal, the wave 4 will need to be larger than the wave 2, which it is in this case. And at the same time, the wave 4 cannot cross the wave 2, which sits at this level here. And as you can see, we do not cross this level. And so it looks like this structure is still in play. And we are now potentially within this 5th wave, which will have to retrace, well, we typically retraces anywhere between 1.226 to 1.618 of the wave 4. And at the same time, the wave 5 needs to be the largest wave. And so if I bring in the fib tool, and so here you can see that the next key target for XRP would be this region between $3.70.54 to $3.79.77, which also sits within a wave 5 region, which is this wave 5 here. And so everything seems to be aligning really well at the moment. And one thing that I did want to touch upon was the weekly chart. And if I just zoom out slightly and remove the fib tools, now what you can see is we are within this 5th wave to the upside, which typically retraces anywhere between 1.226 to 1.618 of the wave 4. So once again, if I bring in the fib tool, so you can see that XRP has the potential to reach anywhere between $4.05 to $5.39. So there is still a little bit more room to the upside. And this 5th wave needs to be made up of 5 waves, which again is playing out really nicely at the moment, where we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so what I do is I'll set the target for this third wave here, which would be a 1.618 retracement of the wave 1. So the wave 2 ended up reaching $1.90.83. So if I bring this to the right position, and you can see that the next key target would be this level here at $4.27.2. And so once again, there is still more room to the upside. And you can also see that smart money concept is indicating that we have a weak high. And so for as long as we continue to remain bullish, then it's looking more and more likely that we break this level and then we tap into this region. And then shortly after, we see that retracement to the downside, followed by a final push to the upside to then complete this 5th wave. And in fact, before I go on the daily chart, looking at the weekly chart on the stochastic RSI, we are within overbought conditions. And so slowly the bulls are losing that momentum. But again, I am looking at for that final push to the upside before we see that bigger retracement to the downside. And the same can be said on the daily chart, where we are within the overbought conditions. And so, it's looking like the bulls are slowly starting to lose that momentum, which is not surprising given that we've seen this huge price surge to the upside in the past month or so. But yeah, I'm still looking at for that final push before we see that bigger retracement to the downside. So yeah, that's just my update on XRP. Hopefully you found this useful, and if you did, then feel free to hit the like button, and if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.